Alright, g'day. Every time I say that at the start of a video, my wife, thinks it's hilarious, because I was like, I don't say that, and it turns out I say it at the start of every video, and she goes, alright. So, I'm gonna keep saying it. Alright, g'day. There it is. I just finished a morning gig. I know I posted I did 6 gigs in 2 days. I've done more than that. I did 23 shifts in a week once, so it was 92 hours on stage. Actually, about 97 if you include the late shifts that run 45-30 minutes over. Fun times. It's probably crazy that I'm already back gigging, but I can't escape this. I love this so much. But I just wanted to say today, I'm so thankful for every comment, every view, absolutely every interaction. It really means so much to me, and I'm so thankful. But today I'm going to talk about my pedalboard. I thought I'd talk about this while it's in my head, and then we'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to film my pedalboard, and I'll show you how I use it and why I use it. I'll probably just use camera audio for the sounds, and I'll plug into one of my fancy amps. I have a 1968 Plexi 50 watt. I'll run it through, and then I'll run it through. I have a 64 Deluxe Reverb, my pride and joys. Bought them for great deals when I was broke, but kind of one of those this is my baby type deals. So yeah, I'm gonna dig into my pedalboard. Now I want to say this, my pedalboard changes often. I'll show some of the pedals I've substituted in, but I'm changing this thing around all the time. It's actually a little silly. People be like, oh, how's your pedalboard today? Great, new pedal. I'm just swapping them all the time. But there are some core tenets and staples of my pedalboard that will always remain. So look, yeah, let's dig in. I might include a little clip. My buddy Alex is coming over. He's a new kid to town, and he's just really into playing, and he loves playing guitar, and he's already gigging and everything, and there's an ambulance, fire truck. I hope everyone's okay. But I'll include a couple clips of him playing. I'm building him a Rucaster right now, and he's learning about pedal boards. He had his chorus before his fuzz, and his delay first, and his tuner last, and all this. So it's fun. I remember being that age and figuring that stuff out, and having someone teach me, and it's kind of nostalgic in a way, and it's really cool to get to pass that on to the next generation. He's really into the Eddie thing. He's really got it down. He's such a sweet kid. So yeah, I'll hop off. I'll stop yamming, and we'll talk about my pedalboard. Cheers. All right, this is young Alex.
What's up?
He's going into a Plexi for the first time. 68 50 watt tremolo head with the Dwayne Allman mod, a Sam Hill cab, 1x12. We've got a Dover drive, a dirty floor,
Yes.
King of Tone V2, and then some tape echo courtesy of the HX Stomp. Let's see what you do. Filming this very haphazardly. This is my gigging board. So I'm plugged into a 1964 Deluxe Reverb. It's got an old Naylor speaker in it. I got this from my good friend Dana Castor. So this board was built by Dustin Barber of Brightside Sound Machine, in here. And I can't thank him enough for dealing with me as I punished him with my consistent ideas. It looks pretty hectic. It's about to get even more hectic. Basically, your ins and your outs are here. You've got two outs. You can go to stereo amps. You've got an in. Then you've got a stereo TRS out, which has an audition slot or your volume slot. That goes after this pedal in the chain. And you've got a 9-volt DC pass-through so you can power said pedal. So earlier, you'll hear Alex playing. We were putting the Dover drive and we had it running through there. Now, I'm going to flip this over for a second. And it's probably going to mess up my settings, but this is underneath. Basically, the board runs through the drop and then to the preamp equalizer before it gets to anything else. There's a ton of wiring and stuff that Dustin has done, which makes it unreal. Now, this is just a drop. Soon I'll have the Boss. I think it's called the XS1. Tried it and really liked it. And then this is a preamp equalizer, which was a collab between Earthling Designs and Bondi Effects, two of my friends, Lachlan and John in Australia, and they were kind enough to send me one, the only one in America, which is a bit, you know, sad because I think it's such a beautiful pedal, but I'm very honored that I get to have it because it's nice to have something Australian on my board, right? So here's the clean tone. You've heard that, it's great. So it'll go through the tuner, and the tuner's always on. I can tune silently, which is really nice. And I'm going to run you through what I'm doing in my choices. Firstly, I'm wearing slippers. They were $10 from TJ Maxx. I think actually they were like $6. There's the trick. This is a Lele volume pedal. I like it because I have huge feet and it's the only one that fits my foot. All right, Zen Drive, ODS prototype. I usually have my normal Zen Drive here, but I've been enjoying this recently. So this is it. Oh, volume up. I'm a huge Robin Ford fan, so that, you know, came from this. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a little lower gain and not as thick as my regular Zen Drive, but I'm really enjoying it. Then I have a King of Tone V2. Bought this off my guitar teacher growing up, Mr. Tom Shepard. I will link his profile in the description, and it would mean a lot to me if you could watch clips of him, because he is a mind-blowing player who doesn't get any of the appreciation he truly deserves. And he's been with me and helped me since day one. I wouldn't be playing guitar if it wasn't for Tom. Then, anyway, King of Tone V2. Now, the difference between this and a V4 is this is a lot more open sounding. It has a bigger input cap. It also has the old diodes or transistors. I'm not sure what type of clipping it is, but people always notice that this sounds a bit more natural. So, you know. Fantastic. This is the DRV LED clipping by 1981 Inventions. I love this thing. I love this paint job. This is on a Reddit thread where everyone was like, that looks like trash. I love it. Awesome. I usually leave it as a very low gain thing. Next, the Nordland, modded by Justin Butler over at Through Tone Effects. It's probably the dirtiest pedal on here, apart from the H90. What can I say? I go to work. I put my shoes on them and they get dirty. Standard Nashville affair. Here's a Moss distortion. I just have been trying this out, but I am actually buying one tomorrow because I'm very deeply in love with how this thing sounds. Back off the lows a little. Here's a wildcard spot. Currently have the PS3 doing... Now, I more use this for kind of sound effects. If I'm the second guitarist on the gig. What I've been digging. Now, you'll notice these both say Rootown. Both of these are synced via MIDI. And where that happens, I've just done something. Where that happens is right here. If I go up, down, you go from Rootown to Roo City to Rooville to Nashville plates. I don't know, it's silly. If you go down, you got go up idiot. Now, this obviously has two effects at a time. This is set up so a global tap tempo, so I can set it on here, and I can set it, you know, both of them by this. I know this is flashing crazy on the screen, but, you know, with this I can control effects, foot switch 4 and 5. So on preset 1, I have this, which is going to make sense if you like animated TV. If you can name that, you 100% win a prize. I accidentally had a delay on, but... I love silly stuff. I very, very rarely touch that. I use this a fair bit, which is a granular effect. I think Eventide really created something beautiful with that. I've always struggled with granular, but wanted to use it, and this seems like the best option for me so far. I'll usually use that when I'm creating a lot of tension and atmosphere within a song, or perhaps I'll leave it to trail off at the end of a song, perhaps like a buffer for a singer to talk. On this side, on my preset A, I have a spring. Two springs running in stereo, parallel, sorry. Trem, I have a optical trem at a 1/4 dot and a 60s bias trem running at a 1/4 note. I maintain a short delay here, so a memory man. I'd use it more for a... delay, 2290. Yeah. And then this is the second preset I use the most. I won't bother going through too many more, except I will show you my favorite effect on this entire thing. Basic chorus, a vibe, long, short delay. Here I have a David Gilmour kind of setup with a big, huge plate and delay. So I might use this, and you'll hear this. I'll put a little clip at the end of young Alex playing the setup, but... usually we'd have a fuzz. Here's my favorite switch. I stole it from this idea from Osnoy. I call it the idiot switch. It's just a tremolo at the end of the chain, set to the max, everything, and it is just, it's really fun to be... My personal philosophy on this board, I primarily use my first preset. I'm usually leaving this on depending on what amp I'm using, just as a bit of a... You know. But I think what I'm going to do is move this here and this here. I'll often stack it with the Nordland, so I get that. And I'll often stack things with the Nordland. I usually run the Zen Drive by itself, except for running the red channel of the King of Tone, so I can just have a bit more. I used to have a boost here, but now I currently don't. It was the Metropolis Super Boost, and it was really great. I love stacking the DRB with things because it's going to give it a bit more edge. So let's hear that. It seems to add like a really cool kind of upper mid-range bite. Now, I'll show you one last thing, which is that Dover Drive before I pop off. You'll hear a pop here, maybe? Yeah, you'll. So let's plug this sucker in. I have no affiliation with Sean of Love Pedal, by the way. I just love his work and have a lot of it. Because, well, a lot meaning 3, 4. I have a lot of Zen Drives, over the years, collect them. Now, I got told this by my friend Sebastian Falbo, and I thought this was an interesting theory. If you think about fuzz, right, here is how the fuzz sounds. It's quite intense. It's noisy and it's loud. But that's the good stuff, right? The trick, he told me, is you run a Nobles after your fuzz. Turn the gain down a little and the tone down a little, and you almost make your amp feel a bit more cranked. Because if you look at our heroes, like our shared heroes, Clapton and Peter Green, stuff like that, they weren't running fuzzes into clean Fender Twins. They were running them into loud, roaring plexis. So let's hear that. Anyway, that's the last bit I have to say. I'm very thankful to own the things I do. If it's still on, it's not, unfortunately. My Marshall is not still on. I was going to say we should plug that in. But you'll hear it in another clip. Anyway, I'm very thankful to own these things. I'm very thankful to use them. These are tools of the trade for me. And this is a look at just a Nashville, Broadway working musician's pedalboard. My friend Daniel did a similar video, and I'll link that in the comments. But for now, cheers, and here's a clip of Alex absolutely ripping, just going crazy. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I hope this video is enjoyed by people. I never really know how to do this kind of thing, especially if I'm talking to the camera without, you know. I'm sorry if this bores some people, but, you know, gear is fun. Gear is very fun. And these are current tools of the trade for me. I'm sure it'll change in about 3 days, because that's how long it usually takes. All right. Enjoy.